Welcome to Talk Tuesday, a series dedicated to empowering youth and families. This podcast is brought to you by Steps Foundation Incorporated, where advocacy meets education for the betterment of young minds. Each month, we explore powerful and timely topics that spark meaningful conversations, encourage growth, and strengthen the bonds between teens and the people who support them. I'm Amaya Ward McCaskill, your host and peer educator at Steps Foundation Incorporated. This September, we're diving into a topic that shapes how we connect, communicate, and cope with the world around us: emotional intelligence and mental strength. Emotional intelligence isn't just about feelings, it's about understanding ourselves, navigating relationships, managing stress, and making thoughtful choices, even when things get tough. These skills are just as important as academics or talents, and the good news is they can be learned and strengthened over time. This month, we'll unpack what emotional intelligence means, how to stay calm under pressure, bounce back from tough moments, and express emotions in ways that build connection, not conflict. Whether you're a teen working through big feelings, a parent looking to better support your child, or simply someone who wants to grow, this month is for you. Let's get stronger together. Over to you, Alani.
Hi everyone. So my first question is, what are some common difficult situations that challenge teens emotionally?
I feel like Lamar should start that one off. Yeah, I throw it right at you.
How you put me on the spot? Okay. Some difficult situations that teens struggle with. I'm gonna tell you, some of them teachers, some of these teachers, look, I struggle with this too. I'm in y'all shoes. I understand some teachers be annoying. Some teachers do be annoying. Some teachers do get under some students' skin. But in that situation, you gotta realize you just gotta pass, man. You just gotta do what you gotta do to get out of that class as fast as possible. Let that be finish early. Let that be do your work and whatever. Just try to get out as fast as possible. That doesn't leave you in the downward spiral.
I love that. I love that. I would add to it, outside of teachers, peers. The challenges of trying to fit in is huge. Trying to fit in, not understanding that they're their own individuals. So peers is definitely a huge challenge, and it turns into an identity crisis for our youth, to the point where their emotions are very, very low. Their love for themselves are very, very low. So they end up having those moments of hating the person that they look at in the mirror on a daily basis, and it tunes in from those things. Abby, what do you got?
Now you're gonna throw it back. You
I
gonna throw
got
it
your
back
back,
around.
Lamar. I got your back, Lamar. I got you.
I see how this is tonight. I see how it is. Honestly, I feel like y'all both hit it on the head. I know like students struggle a lot with school, especially when it comes to like figuring out how to manage those emotions in difficult situations. And Mal, loud and clear, like for sure, peers. Peer pressure is real. And I think sometimes as adults, we look at teens and it's like, it's not that hard. Get over it. But for a teen, it really is that hard, in that moment, because you got somebody who's telling you to do the right thing, but then goes over there, it looks really cool when you do the wrong thing. So it makes it seem so easy, and that's how you get caught up a lot of the time. So I think that is definitely some of the common difficulties with emotion, but I also feel like not talking about emotions, not having a space where it feels comfortable to just open up and say, I'm having a hard time, without being told to suck it up and deal with it. or not being told to just get over it. And we know the most common one for our young men is be a man. Like, and those words are so easy to throw out there, right? Be a man. But then there's no context behind that. What does being a man look like? And for girls, it's like, you're too emotional. What does that even mean? Like, we either want people to show emotion or we don't. And I think society has definitely made it difficult for our teens to figure out how to deal with difficult situations and difficult emotions properly. That was a great starter question, Elani. I see what you did there.
Absolutely. I'm with you 100% on that, because listening to you, it made me realize there's a lot of our teens that, like, for instance, when it comes to young ladies, they're like, oh, you're too emotional, or she's supposed to cry. She's a girl, right? But instead of having it where, all right, I know you're crying, but what's going on? Why? What's happening?
Right.
Explaining it instead of just saying she's a girl, she's supposed to cry, or you're a boy, you shouldn't cry. Actually finding out what is it that's going on, like what's causing the emotion, digging deep. So on both sides, doing it either way is failing our youth, because at the end of the day, they have no way or nowhere to, like, I'm crying because of this, or I can't cry, but I'm really hurting, but it's hurting me even worse because I can't cry. Now I'm built up and I want to fight all the time.
There you go. And I was gonna tap in on that because I'm like, then those feelings turn into anger, and now they're getting in trouble for that. So it's like, what else am I supposed to do with this pent up energy? Like, where is it supposed to go? No matter which way I take it, you're telling me it's wrong. So what am I supposed to do? And I think really those are a lot of the common difficulties with our kids struggling with, like, emotion.
See, now let me add my dollar in there. It ain't
Okay,
just 2 cents, it's a dollar. Just like Uncle Mal, don't give yourself 2 cents, give yourself the whole dollar. Remember that. I want you to remember that. You not just giving cents, you giving dollars. But what I was about to say, I absolutely agree with y'all. Y'all are completely right. And let me add to that, because that problem is exactly what holds that same kids down the line into adulthood, into parenthood. And that leads them, and they pass that down to their kids. And those kids pass that down to the other kids, because that's all they know. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. Right? And like, oh, I can't cry. Now it's built up, and now you can't release it out. And any way you try to release it out, society says it's wrong. But your mind can only handle so much. So the real question is, how are you supposed to bring it out? What way can you bring it out?
I love that question, Lamar. How can I bring it out? And I think we've mentioned this a couple times during the podcast, like way and kind of release emotion. But I love that question. How am I supposed to release it out? Before I answer, can you share what are some things you do to release it out?
All right. That is my thing. All right.
I love it. Writing. And I know a lot of times we talk about journaling. And I know sometimes students look at journaling and they go, I don't want to write about my feelings. I am not a writer. I am not an author. It's not my thing. But we've talked a lot last month and this month about mindset and how mindset plays a role in a lot of the things that we do. Journaling is not about whether you're a writer or whether you are an author or a poet. Journaling really is about you and what you feel and what you think, because nobody reads. So it don't have to make sense to nobody. You can literally put one word on the page and it was the one word that was probably stuck in your head all day. whatever that may be, it just kept popping up for you all day. So you decided that that was the word that was worth you writing it down. Journaling don't even have to be words, y'all. You can draw in the notebook. You can sketch book. You can scribble in that notebook. It literally is a outlet. It's just an outlet. How do you get the things out of your mind that you're consistently thinking? Past the journaling, I know that a lot of kids are physical kids. Like they love to feel and do a thing. It helps. Sensory helps. Run if you can run. Walk in your neighborhood if you can do that, because sometimes just being outside helps you to release the emotions that you feel. I know some of my students, we've kind of talked about like physical aggression, right? Like when it gets pent up, typically like you're feeling it on the inside so much so that your body starts to get tight and tense and you start to feel those things. If you like to box, box. Sometimes that can help, like boxing helps. For my sports base, sports helps because it's an outlet. There's so many things. Listen to music. We literally just did a whole thing for healing and community on resilience and building your toolkit. And music was one of them. Find the playlist that fits your mood. I think all of those things can be outlets for when you are upset, when you are extremely happy and don't know how else to express your happy. Because feelings aren't all bad. Good feelings get you in trouble too. So it's like all the things, but there's something for everything that you can do. It's just a matter of what works for you. Because what works for somebody else may not work for you. And what worked for you today may not work for you tomorrow. So it's just about building up your toolkit of things that you can do that feel good for you in that moment. So I love that question, Lamar. Anything you can add to that, Mel? I know I threw out quite a bit. Oh, I got you. I got you. I see what you did there.
So yeah, I mean, I'm with you 100% on that, because a lot of, like Lamar said, what do you do when the emotions bottle up? Yeah, writing, all those things are great, but I'm a firm believer your passion, what you love to do to get your mind off of those things, it is phenomenal. Like with me, my thing is when I'm having one of those days, I'm like, all right, I'm going to the basketball court. I'm just letting it out on the basketball court. But on the basketball court, every time, like when I'm shooting or whatever I'm doing, I'm just woos on. And by the time I get home, I'm back as if it was a brand new day. So whatever your passion is, jump into that passion. If it is singing, if it is writing, if it is whatever it is, jump into it, because it's great. Like it helps out. And then at the end of the night, write down how your day went from good to bad. And like Abby said, it don't have to be full paragraphs. You can write, this morning, woke up sleepy or groggy. This afternoon, I was pissed. I was mad. After hooping, I felt great. Now I'm trying to go to bed. Like you just make it so simple, but then you'll start seeing the progress where it goes from woke up this morning having a great day to, man, lunch was amazing. Man, I came home. I had you start seeing the progress in your day because you start seeing the behaviors that you want to change.
I gotta ask, Ilani and Amaya, what do y'all do with like the pent up energy when you start to feel it? Like what do you guys find is comfortable for you to do?
I go first. Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, what is your go-to thing when you guys feel like you have that pent up stress or energy, like when your emotions are just really, really high, how do you guys find a way to let that energy out? Like, what is your go-to?
Mm, so I go to my Bible. I I just sit down and read the Bible. I like let my emotions out. When I'm very angry, I tend to like take the anger on people, but I'm trying to control that by reading the Bible. I know a lot of people are not Christians, so I recommend like write it down on a notebook. I like to listen to music. When I'm stressed, I just go to bed, try to sleep. But that's what I do. But, yeah.
I love that. I love that. I feel like I don't know everyone's religion, so I'll just leave it at that. But to me, and I'll put it this way: the Bible answers every question, concern, statement, anything that I need. Like I can go to the Bible in the business world, in the relationship world, in my enemy world. Like it has helped me to get beyond my faults. It has helped me. So you're not alone. I'll put it that way.
That is real. I heard the beyond my faults. Yes, because we have them, right? And I think that's amazing because sometimes I think for a lot of us, right, by the time you get to that anger point, you feel like it's a test of your faith sometimes. Like, now, Lord, you knew. But again, sometimes it is supposed to test your faith. How committed are you to a thing, right? And so sometimes we do get a test, and it's up to us to see what we do with that. And I think tests come across life no matter what it is, whether it's religion, whether it's work, whether it's school, you're gonna always be challenged by something. It's what we choose to do with it. So I love that, Ilani. Ilani's like, I'm going straight to my Bible. She's like, look, I be angry. Y'all better leave me alone. I'm gonna throw the good book at you.
For me, I used to be better at this, so I need to get back into it. But I used to go walking a lot, especially when I was in college. That really helped me like relieve stress. Um, and then going to the gym, I found that that is also helpful, especially like for anger and stuff. Like, I don't know, I'm too tired at the end of the night to be upset. So then I end up going to sleep, and I feel like I did something, I don't know, like useful or practical with myself. I feel stronger after, working out. Um, I used to journal more, probably need to do that a little more. And then, yeah, I think sleep is also helpful. Sometimes you just gotta sleep on stuff, if you can go to sleep. So,
So I'm gonna pull out this collection, drop some gems on that y'all doing, and I absolutely love it. I kind of tend to be like Ilani sometimes when people done got on my nerve too bad and I'm just annoyed and frustrated. I'm going to sleep, y'all, because ain't nobody got time. Other than that, I am a music girl. Like I will throw some music on. I will make up some raggedy lyrics. Y'all can ask Lamar because he be looking at me real weird. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a song that ain't never existed before, but that's okay.
Yes, it is. Hallelujah.
Don't look at me, Malcolm. I see the judgment. Look,
Judge her.
there is a song for everything over here, but it's all in fun, right? And for me, I find like when I need to just take a beat, I have to find laughter in something. And so we just find ways of being silly, and it helps to reset the mood, reset the tone. Outside of like taking breaths or like, hey, I am good for meditating. Put on some music, shut everybody else out, close your eyes for a hot 1 or 2 minutes, and then go back at it again, whatever it was. So yeah, I feel all of those things. I love it. That was a look, poor Ilani. She like, I only asked y'all one question, and y'all done took this one question and turned it into 4 answers. We appreciate you, Ilani.
And the 4 questions and 5 answers.
Okay, next question is, what's the difference between reacting and responding?
Lamar, you want to take that first?
You know what? Yeah, let's do this.
All right.
I'm gonna let you add on to this.
Yeah.
Because I got a good answer for y'all. Reaction is in the name. Action. Reaction. Response is how you take it. Reaction is what you do afterwards. See, the response is how you take it initially. That's what you do in your mind. That is, let's say somebody that made you mad. And let's say somebody that made you mad in class and the teacher trying to calm you down. She say some that sound, she's trying to calm you down, but in your head, you're perceiving it a different way. That is your response in your head. That is how you perceived it in your response. Your reaction is what you do with how you felt and how you took that statement. What you do you feel disrespected? Are you going to disrespect her back? Even though it wasn't even disrespectful. That is that reaction.
I mean, where the collection plate? Way to come
I said clearly I'm late. I was supposed to be changing this whole photo. Look, my bad. Collection plate coming.
So I mean, I don't even know what to say, Lamar. I don't even know what to say. So I agree with Lamar 100%. I know, like just like he was saying, in your reaction is the response. The response actually comes first because you formulate, like you said, in your mind, and then how you react to it. The thing is, in today's society, we remove the response side of it, and we straight react without any ability to actually understand or process what's going on, right? So like Lamar was saying, when you respond, you're putting it here, and you're like, okay, did they mean to try me like that, or was it just them? For instance, give you a prime example. I have friends. I have some friends that I know their personality. They don't mean anything by what they do. They're just loud speakers, or they're just aggressive when they speak. Then I have friends that are very meek when they speak. Right now, if my friend who's aggressive start talking in a very low tone, something different, he's angry. If my friends start yelling at me who's more calm, now I understand. So now I know how to react. So or respond correctly. So you have to process what's going on. Because sometimes if we don't sit and understand the response, our reaction can get us in so much trouble. It goes to that 90-10 rule that I always talk about. Like 10% of the things we really cannot control. We can't control. 90% is based off how we react. But the thing is, we're reacting without, back to what Lamar was saying, understanding what the response is supposed to be.
I feel like I don't need to add nothing to that. I really don't even need to like tap in. There's nothing that I would say. I say this a lot, and especially to our student interns that are going in to work with our youth, right? We got to learn to listen. And sometimes we have to be comfortable with silence. Everything doesn't require you to respond. Sometimes you just need to listen, and it's okay to sit with it. Sitting with it is your reaction. The silence is your reaction. And that silence can often, it means several things, right? It means, okay, you're going to give me a minute to process because I don't want to say something that's out of context. That silence means, okay, maybe I need to think about it, because what if you didn't mean it the way I took it? The silence means, okay, let me check on me real quick, because sometimes it's me with the attitude, maybe not you. So what role do I play in this? But that silence can mean so many different things depending on where you are in life. And I say that because not everybody is in the mindset of let me sit and think on that. It's like Malcolm said, we are built to just go straight in and respond. And sometimes we're doing both. We responding and reacting. We so mad we done slapped the door or hit the wall, all while going off on you, and you didn't even say nothing wrong. It was just what Lamar said, is how we perceived it, what we took it as. So we done responded and reacted all in the same breath. But sometimes we got to learn to just sit in the silence and know that it's okay. So that if there was anything that I could add to what they said, it would be that just know that silence is okay. The silence is your response. The silence is your reaction. It's your way of processing, your way of taking a step back, because sometimes we do need to take a step back just to think about what we're about to say and do before we do it. We don't always want to go off our immediate reaction, because it could be something else that we overlooked. So yeah, that was a great question, Alani. Look, I see, look, y'all trying to get us. I feel like they're trying to get us, Mal. They got good questions.
Indubitably.
To add on to that as well, Abby, one of the things, and I was sitting here thinking about it, a lot of times we look at reaction and response and always in kind of like not a great light, but it goes into relationships, friendships, and those things. Your friends are looking for you to be silent and hear them before you respond. A lot of times we have people, they're listening to respond instead of listening to understand, and those are the things that build conflict, right? So I had a friend the other day. She was telling me about certain things, and she was like, Malcolm, I appreciate you, because when I ask you a question, you just don't answer. You actually sit there and be like, and pause and think about it, and then you respond, and you're telling me, hey, I'm really considering what's going on, like I'm listening to you. So those things play a huge part in friendships and relationships. Just sometimes you just gotta sit before you just, oh, hey, I feel like I'm about to go overseas. Oh, go overseas, instead of just sitting and being like, you know what? Yeah, definitely go overseas. I can see you doing that. It's the same reaction. You're doing the same thing, but the person receives it better because they really feel like you heard them, instead of just throwing that excitement out that you really don't have. You just excited. You in low key, you really mad because you're not going overseas. So being understanding in those things.
Let me add in this dollar for you, because all that comes down to that listening aspect, right? Let's say a friend trying to tell you something, and you listening to respond, you ain't gonna perceive that the same way. You're not really understanding what they saying. You just taking it at face value. Take it for what they really mean. And if you don't get it, ask them, what does this really mean? What do you mean by that? Right? Because it is these questions, it can make or break a lot of things. Let that be friendship, relationship, anything that has to do with you and another person. It can make or break whether you are listening to or you just trying to do something, do whatever. Listen to.
I love that. I think sometimes as people, we get so fixated on trying to fix somebody else's problem. And when we offer advice, we're deeming it as, I'm trying to help you. but they didn't ask for your advice. That was not the help they were looking for. And again, this goes back to sometimes we just have to learn to be silent and know that silence is okay for all those reasons that you two just mentioned. Sometimes we gotta just listen. People want to be heard. They wanna feel like you understand them. And sometimes you may be the only one that they can go to and feel comfortable sharing a thing, knowing that you're gonna truly listen and not try to offer them 20 things that they could have or should have done. So I love what you guys both said. I really do, because it's so true. And I think it's like it's kind of it's human nature in a sense to want to fix a thing or fix a problem, that we start to take on other people's issues as a problem for us to fix when it's not. They didn't even ask us to fix it.
Personally, I'm a reacting person. I'm not gonna hide it. I react fast, like I get mad. I try to apologize, stay calm, but it depends on the situation, I think. But I think I'm more a reacting person.
I love that. And that's real. That is so real. That's that self-reflection right there. She's like, listen, I'm gonna react. I'll respond about it later, but right now I'm gonna react.
And trust me, I'm like that too. Now, my issue is if people keep doing the same thing over and over and over, and I keep telling them to stop, they keep going. That is my issue.
Yep, I agree. So this is for you guys personal. Like, what a personal example of a time you stay calm in a hard situation?
Great question. I feel like every day I run into that. Because especially going to the different schools, and you have it where, like, how can I say it? We live in a world where they'll challenge you until they know that they can't try you no more. So you have to stand your ground. And sometimes in that, and what I mean by that is when I go to these schools, they're like, oh, and I don't know what they had done to the previous teacher or what that looks like. But there's times I've had it where kids are just yelling, and I'll sit there and just look at them eye to eye. And when they're done, hey, are you done? All right, let's go talk now. Let's have a real conversation. Like, so there, I would say every day I'm running into it because I'm always speaking life into individuals. And what I look at is not them yelling, it's the problem that they're having. So allow them, because that can be that journaling that we talked about, that emotional. Sometimes as adults, we are so quick to put the stamp on saying, I'm an adult, don't you yell at me, don't you do this. And we want to put the adult reign or be above them instead of actually allowing them to express themselves. So, hey, go ahead, do what you do. Now let's go talk. But when we have this conversation, it will be addressed that next time you have an issue, instead of yelling, let's handle it this way. So we still handle what's going on accordingly, but we don't do it in the midst of them being angry, because what did we say earlier? They're already dealing with identity crisis, so they're around their peers. So when you start to handle individuals as teens in a place where they're trying to fit in, and you demoralize them, you break them down, you're only doing more damage. So hey, let me have your moment. I have to have emotional intelligence, and then I pull them aside and, yo, let's chop it up. Let me show you. And I think I said this last month, and I'm always going to say this. Listen, we're equal in worth, we're just different in position. And that's how I connect with them, and that's how I keep myself where I'm at, because I understand just because the position is where it at, you're worthy and I'm worthy, so we're going to talk to each other like we're two worthy human beings. So that's what it looks like. So every day, but it's okay because I'm emotionally attached.
I absolutely agree with
I
you.
get the whole dollar, Lamar. Can I get the whole dollar?
Oh no, you got the 5. You got the 5. You got the 5, Uncle Malcolm. You got that 5. You didn't just get that dollar. You got the Lincoln right there. Look. But now, I absolutely agree with you. And I'm going to extend on that because in that crisis, it is not just them, it's everybody. See, everybody around them is having a similar problem. They just come from different backgrounds. And I feel like a lot of adults, like you said, they are so quick to get that I'm the adult, I'm the older one, I know what I'm doing and you don't. But really, we all just got to come to a common middle ground. That's the problem. Some of them are not willing to come to that middle ground when it's what we need. That is what not only these adults need, it's what these teens need. It's what everybody here needs. But some people refuse to come to that middle ground because they're so engrossed in that idea that, oh, because I'm the older one, I am above you. No. Like you said, we are equal in worth, but different in position. Don't let that position get to your head and say that you are above them in worth. You are not. Everybody is equal. And we have to treat each other as if we are equal. And that is the main problem, not just with society, but with just us. We have to realize that we are all equal and we have to treat each other as if we are equal. Because if we don't, we're not going to get anywhere. No problem's going to be fixed. No issues are going to be solved. No conflicts are going to be resolved. We have to treat each other as if we are equal and not different in worth, just different in position.
Look, he stood 10 toes down behind that statement, Mal, as you can see. Listen, a whole 10 toes down with emphasis, okay? Whoever that was meant for, look, whoever you meant that for, I hope they heard it loud and clear because there was so much emphasis in that. I go back to conversations that I have with students, and I've actually gotten to witnesses in the hallways, similar to what Malcolm stated, right? People will try you until you show them what your true boundary is. And it's kind of similar for me. You know, we struggle with this every day. Like there's always something that you still have to manage your emotion, right? Because there's something that's gonna happen throughout the day. To both of y'all's points, when you look at that, we're equal in position, or we're equal people, right? Just our positions are different. This goes back to respect. And I think a lot of times people view respect differently and don't feel like it's worth having a conversation when they really should be having a conversation. Students feel disrespected, teachers feel disrespected, now administration feels disrespected, and this is where the uncommon ground comes in, right? So students are upset and now they feel like their voices aren't being heard. Teachers are upset because they feel like students should just automatically respect them because they're the authority figure. And now parents are in the middle, and now the parents are upset because they don't know if they should be upset with their child or upset at the teacher or upset at the principal. So it becomes that, how can we be in a space and still respect each other? I don't have to like you. We just need to understand that we have mutual respect for each other. And I really hate that a lot of times you'll see some adults on the power trip and feel like you just automatically got to respect me because I'm older than you. And that's where this comes in. But y'all know that saying, respect is earned and not given. Look, I get it. We have elders and they've been on this earth for 100 years or more. It doesn't mean that when they disrespect you, it's okay. There are nice ways of handling it. So here's where I challenge my teens, okay? Because oftentimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So I'm gonna say it again, okay? It's oftentimes not what you say, it's how you said it. You can literally be like, I just want to be left alone. Now, if you say it like that, it's not much of a problem. But when y'all say it, that's not how it comes out. I just wish you would leave me alone. And we're going to add in some few extra words in there. And now you think that somebody is going to respect that. And then when they respond back to you, you get the reaction that you weren't looking for. And now you feel disrespected. But how it came out sounded disrespectful. I hope that makes sense.
It's the
So, yeah, okay. So sometimes we got to really sit back and think about what we're going to say and how we're going to say it, because how it comes out, even if you didn't mean it that way, is how it comes out. It's that equal reaction and response, right? So it kind of goes back to that question too. But I can definitely say I agree with Malcolm. Like, this is something that we look at every day. I mean, there's always something happening in my day where I gotta be like, okay, let me check in with this feeling. Somebody might get slapped. Somebody's feelings might get hurt. Okay, let me go over here and listen to some music, because it ain't worth no jail time, y'all. But listen.
Hallelujah.
But there's always something, right? There's always something. But again, it goes back to, you have to be emotionally intelligent enough to check yourself. Other people shouldn't have to check you. You feel it well before it ever comes out. Identify the feeling. So if it's overwhelmed that you're starting to feel, it's okay to say it out loud. Okay, I'm overwhelmed. Now, what do you need in order to get you out of that feeling? It's okay to say, I'm frustrated. Now, what do you do to get you out of that feeling? You got to start identifying the things that you feel. But yeah, I'm a person, like, I will check in with myself from time to time, because it's like, okay, it's not going to end well for somebody, probably me, but it ain't going to end well. What do I need to do for this not to spiral, or for this emotion not to take control? It's an everyday thing, you guys. There is no one size fits all. There's no, okay, we're going to just lay it down and it'll never come up again. It's an everyday thing. It's something that you should sit with every day. I love that. I love that. I'll let y'all give some final words before I close us out. Look, I know Mal got something else to say. He looking like he ready to press that button.
No, I agree with you 100%. Like, I'm just one of those individuals. Kind of the same as you. I mean, not kind of. It's just the same as you, Abby. Where you give respect, no matter where they're at the age or whatever. But then I also like what Lamar was saying. Like, at some point in time, because you always hearing students getting, like, I've heard it where students, like, the teachers just keep picking on me, and then the teacher's like, oh, well, they don't listen, but the teacher never actually listen or try to listen to understand. They just want to respond to these students. So I feel like there's a common ground that need to be met, and we will see a lot of major difference in these schools. Not everything is going to completely turn, but you'll see quite a bit where you start seeing the middle ground met, and graduation starting, people starting to graduate more, teachers starting to excel more. So those things. But I will say this. So this is the first time I saw Lamar on video, and now I know who Lamar is. The whole time I was like, I know I didn't know who Lamar was until I just saw him on video, because he never be on video. So I saw him and I said, that's Lamar. I was like, oh, he done grown up. Lamar done grown up. Yes, sir. I remember at the credit, we did the credit thing. He was there in the coffee shop. Lamar done grown up.
So I remember you.
Yes, yeah.
Come on, Uncle Malcolm.
Yeah. And I didn't know when he came on video. I said, "That's Lamar." I said, "Wow, boy, time flies."
Right? Oh, I love it. I love it. Look, this is what it's all about. And I told him, I'm like, bro, you gonna be on talking. You gotta turn your camera on so people can see who you are. He like, okay. Look, because in all his years of living, he's got to come give us these words of wisdom. All right, let me close us out. Look, I love this. I love it. Look, per usual, I'm just so thankful for having you guys on with us. Always sharing that insight, always giving that inspiration. Look, I am truly grateful for having you guys on with us. So before we close tonight's Talk Tuesday, we want to take a moment to recognize that September is Suicide Prevention Month. So this isn't just a time for awareness, it's a time for action, for empathy, and for reminding each other that every life matters. If you are struggling, overwhelmed, or feeling like there's no way out, please know that you are not alone. There's help, there's hope, and there are people who care, who want to walk with you through the hard days. Know that it's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to not be okay. And it's more than okay to lean on someone when life feels too heavy to carry it alone. If you or someone you know needs immediate support, please call or text the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. It's free, it's confidential, and it's available 24/7. You matter, your voice matters, your life matters, and there's a whole community ready to stand with you. Before we head out, if you guys have not checked out our events page, we got upcoming events. So this weekend, we're doing Suspects and Secrets. I know y'all want to come out here and solve a murder mystery with us. I know y'all do. Go get your ticket. It is this Saturday. On the 17th, we're doing Chat with the Doctor in our Survival Spark series. And then on September 20th, we're doing our first virtual parent and caregiver focus group through our Healing and Community Initiative. So we want to hear your voices. We want to hear from you. This space is all about understanding real challenges and victories surrounding teen mental health. What's working for you and your kids, what's not. We want to hear those barriers and breakthroughs. On the 26th, we're doing a teen focus group where they get to come and share the same things. We want to know, what are the things that are working for you guys? Where do you feel there are barriers that aren't being met? What are solutions that you have? We want to hear all the things. So it's a great platform for you. And on September 27th, we're doing Family Fitness in the Park. So we're going to be moving, stretching, doing little circuits. We may have some things to give away for you. So come hang out with us. All these things you can find on our website at www.stepsfoundation.org/events. Register. A lot of these things are free, y'all. Come hang out with us. So remember that your emotions are valid. Your voice deserves to be heard, and your journey is just as important as your destination. Emotional intelligence is not about being perfect, but it is about being aware, being honest, and being willing to grow. Thank you guys for joining us for Talk Tuesday. Stay strong, stay kind, and most of all, stay unapologetically you. Until next time, stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep leading the way. And we will see you guys next week on Talk Tuesday.